What's up, everybody? Back again. Carolina Keith here. Got the first video done. Link right here. Bitcoin HODL versus trading on the weekly chart only. Now, the Bitcoin chart was very old. So I thought, hey, what if we go through and do one of these for each one of like the top 10 or something, top 10 coins or so, and see what would have happened had we used a weekly chart to buy and sell. Not even the daily. Most of you who follow along know I trade the daily chart. I use the trends in the high time frame and the weekly to find my daily targets for buying and selling, but I do most of my buying and selling on the daily. I did these in an example for the weekly on purpose. This means you only have to look one time a week for 5 minutes. Obviously, if you devote a little more time to it, more than 5 minutes a week perhaps, you'll make much more money than you see here. These are just hard numbers, and I wanted to see the hard numbers only. No confusion, no nothing. So let's get into the evidence of what we found. All right, spreadsheet pulled up. Basis of what I did again is in blue. This is Ethereum from 2015 to the current time frame. Now, why did I say 2015? Well, that's when Ethereum came about. That's when it started. So let's say, you bought Bitcoin, you thought about it, something new, like Ethereum comes on the market. Hey, cool. You want to get involved in it and you want to start buying it. Well, the argument that everyone always makes is if you just had have held, you'd have made more money than trying to buy and trade, right? So everyone always says, and although we know that's completely inaccurate, I can show you that on the daily chart, you'll make far more than you will if you just hold. It's important to see the numbers on the screen, right? People like to see the numbers on the screen to see the evidence. So I've got the numbers up here. $100 per month, 91 months, 9,100 total investment. As you see, some of them were the same. The chart kind of floated around back and forth. Now, unlike the Bitcoin one, where you saw massive separation, I believe the numbers were something like $3 million or whatever if you held, and $600 million or something like that, or 24 million to 600 million, something like that, some crazy number, much more from trading, like exponentially more. Well, you're not going to see that with Ethereum. It's far different. In fact, it's barely better for this one to have traded rather than hold on the weekly chart. So here's the examples. As you see, we were pretty green. We had some red days in there, red weeks, red months, red quarters. This is all separated into quarters, just easier that way. All the buys and sales are listed over here behind my head right here. And as you see, I even took the next step of adding in the percentages difference. Trading was ahead 24%, then HODL was ahead for 12% for quite a while. That eventually changed back to 21% for trading, back to HODL. Then trading at one point was up 130% here. Okay. However, things change, nothing's perfect, and I tried to be as accurate as I could with this stuff. All in all, what we end up with is a 23% difference between trading and holding. 23% of a very large amount. So if you had just HODLed and added money every single month for 91 months, you'd have a total of $1,727,549. That's nice, isn't it? If you had traded, it's only 23% more, but now you have 2.13212 million, or 2,139,212. Now, if you had done that on a daily chart and not weekly, you would have, comma right there, 4,930,000, almost 5 million, $731. Now that's on a daily. That'll require you to look at the chart for 5 minutes once a day. Tough for some people, I understand that. 5 minutes a day is so hard, right? Regardless, even the weekly was 23% better here. This is strict hard numbers. This is me not doing any trend analysis at all. Me not doing any actual work on the charts. And let's pull up the Ethereum chart so I can show you what I'm saying so that people won't be like, oh, no, you're not telling the truth. All right, got the chart behind me here. As you see, been straight up as I could. 2015 is when it started. I counted both of these, okay? You don't even have a 21 EMA until way up here. So I just counted them both equally. Impossible to know anything otherwise. If you go down the daily, you can actually see the day when it becomes buy. And I'll show you here. All the way back to 2015. You can actually see the day when it becomes a buy signal. Right around in here, right before the big run up, coincidentally, looky there. Right before the big run up, you got a buy signal right around January. Excellent. Okay, cool. Whatever. I just counted them the same. It doesn't matter one way or another to me. That way it was a fair call. Let's go back to weekly because that's where we did all this. Obviously, you had your sales and your buys, sell, buy, sell. And then, of course, there was some times when here there were red trades. That's just part of the game, okay? Especially here was one of them. You bought here and you ended up selling down here, okay? The price action was so sharp during this drop of 2020 for the weekly chart that you couldn't get the right buy or sell. Now, the difference is I want to zoom in on this area right here and give you a quick example of what it would have been like on the daily, okay? On the weekly, this particular move looks like it lost 52%, and that'll reflect over to our 53% right there. 45%. I got 45%, whatever. Same difference, big percent loss. That's the point, right? 45% there. I think I pulled it from a different candle or different wick. Not the point. Oh, it might have been this candle. That's why. Let me remeasure that. We'll be as accurate as we can with this. Yeah, there you go. About, roughly right in there. Tough to say, but right in there. Big loss nonetheless. Okay. Since we had that big loss, let's see what this loss would have looked like on the daily chart. That's where things get interesting. This is why I talk about the daily so much, and why I'm going to give you a daily breakdown on every one of these as well, without going through all of it, just telling you the numbers and not put it on the spreadsheet. It's just easier that way. You had a sell signal way up here, okay? Way up here. It looks like February 29th, okay? You would have missed all of this big down here. None of it would have even happened. None of it would have even happened. You wouldn't have been in this because all of this was already gone. You were already sitting in stable coins or in cash, whereas you missed a massive chunk of it. You missed a massive chunk of it on the weekly. One more time. Here is the daily sale. I'll put that little green line there. Go back to weekly and you can see where we would have made that move. Okay. Zoom back in here. Nice and big for everyone right there. All right. And we would have first bought way up here, which would have been miserable. All right. Miserable. And way down here is where we get our, man, that's terrible, dude. That's terrible. You see how much difference in price there is from here to here. That's 30-something% saved by doing it on the daily chart. There's just massive swings on the daily chart as opposed to the holding strategy. Now, one can't argue with the daily. I can go back through and do all these on the daily on a different set of stuff, but I'm showing weekly first, and I want to continue to show weekly first. So there's your Ethereum breakdown. 23% better on a weekly chart than it is on a HODL and DCA strategy. I'll put the link in the video here for our Discord, for our Launch Pass, and for our crypto subscription payments. Feel free to sign up. We talk about this stuff all the time. The custom indicators that I use to do this, the custom strategy tester that I use to do this, are all available in there. You can do the same thing I do anytime. Come in and jump in and talk to us. We're always available. We're always trying to help and teach and learn together. Till we see you next time, folks. Y'all have a good one. Peace.